Welcome to today's video on 4.3 Day 2. We're going to write linear equations in point-slope form. Okay, so actually we're going to graph today as well. So let's remind ourselves what point-slope form was. It was y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so how do we make a graph given an equation in point-slope form? Well, we need to start with a point. And point-slope form easily gives you a point. This number here, its opposite is going to be the x value. And this number here, its opposite is going to be the y value. Okay, so the easiest way to do it, and I know it's a little confusing, just make sure you take opposite of x, opposite of y, because that's what the formula says. So if this is x plus 4, then the point is going to be negative 4. It's always opposite of what you see. And if this says y minus 2, well, the opposite will be positive 2. That's the easiest way to find the point. Opposite x, opposite y. All right, so let's start by graphing that point, negative 4 comma 2. So that is over here, negative 4 comma 2. And then we also have slope. The slope is given as the m, so the slope is down 3, right 5. So down 3, right 5, and maybe one more time. Down 3, I lost track. I think that's 5. And then if you have something straight, or you're pretty good at making straight lines, there is your line. All right, so let's try a couple more because this is something new. So number 1, we start by finding the point. And remember, it's opposite, always opposite. So if this is x minus 3, it's really 3. And if this is y plus 2, the point is really negative 2. It's always opposite. And the slope is 2/3. Okay, so we're going to start by graphing the point at 3 comma negative 2. And then from that point, we're going to do our slope up to right 3. So up to right 3 and up to right 3. And it's 1 off the graph. That's okay. And then if you connect the dots, okay, pretend those cross, that is your line. All right, number 2. And again, if you ever want to stop, pause me and try it yourself and then check, that is a great idea. So same thing for this one. The point is the opposite x, opposite y. So if this says x minus 2, it's really positive 2. And if this says y minus 1, it's really positive 1. So the point is 2 comma 1. And the slope is right here. And it's really like a negative 1. So I'm going to write negative 1 over 1. All right, to graph, we start with the point 2 comma 1. And then our slope is down 1, right 1. Make sure you're going negative, down 1, right 1. You could also go up 1, left 1, as long as you go negative in one of the directions. And that is your line. Okay, moving on. How do we turn point slope into slope intercept form? Okay, so first you have to start by finding the slope. Okay, so let's calculate slope. Slope is y2 minus y1, so 6 minus 4, over x2 minus x1, so 17 minus 9. And if you work that out, you get 2 over 8, which reduces to 1/4. Okay, so for point slope form, you pick one point. I'm just going to pick the first one, like the other day. And the formula is y minus y1, which is 4, equals m, slope, 1/4, times x minus x1, which is 9. Remember that, how to write 2 points in point slope form? You find the slope and you pick 1 point to plug in for x and y. All right, so how are we going to write this in slope-intercept form? This one is not going to be pretty, but we have to start by distributing the 1/4. So it's y minus 4 equals 1/4 x minus 9/4. And then slope-intercept form means get y alone. So next we're going to have to add 4, add 4. Okay, and let's see what we're left with here. We're left with y equals 1/4 x, and I'm going to bust out a calculator here. And let's see what negative 9/4 plus 4 is. So negative alpha y equals fraction, negative 9/4 plus 4 is 7/4. So plus 7/4. And we just converted point slope into slope-intercept form. So that's the answer. Okay, and then our last one. These are a little bit harder out of function notation. Remember, function notation says f of x equals y. So I would start by writing this as an ordered pair, 3 comma negative 8. And then f of x equals y. This one as an ordered pair would be 7 comma negative 16. And if you know how to do that, then this problem is exactly like this problem. You start by calculating slope. Okay, so again, y2 minus y1. So negative 16 minus a minus is a plus 8 over x2 minus x1, 7 minus 3. Oh, sorry, that's cut off. And then if you check reduce, it's negative 8 over 4, which reduces to negative 2. So that's slope. And then for point slope form, we need to pick 1 point and 1 slope and plug it into our formula. And if you need a refresher, the formula is up here. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So if we do that, y minus y1, so minus a negative 8 is plus 8, equals m, which is negative 2, times x minus x1, which is 3. And then to change it into slope-intercept form, we need to get it in y equals mx plus b form. So we need to start by distributing the negative 2. You get y plus 8 equals negative 2x plus 6. And then to officially get y alone, we're going to have to minus 8 minus 8 from the like terms. And if we do that, we're done. It's going to be y equals negative 2x, what is that, minus 2? And that is rewritten in slope-intercept form. All right, thanks for watching, guys.